on what's next for Rowan Campbell-Pilling. He said, you'll have to wait and see. So exciting stuff coming from these young and upcoming drivers here. It's going to be a fantastic race here. And while we've got some gorgeous shots here of the field, here is the Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited number 10. Now, Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited, they have won every race so far here in Formula Trophy. And this man right here, the man from Turkey, Alp Aksoy, has been the rookie to beat. Now, I did see a very interesting comment not too long ago saying that all the drivers are rookies, it doesn't matter, they've never done this before. Well, that's not true. There are drivers in the field that have done this before. They've raced in British F4, they've raced in F4 UAE, or F4 Middle East, F4 Saudi Arabia. They've raced in many disciplines around the world, but there are drivers in the field and in this trophy series that have never raced before or have done less than 3 races come the start of this season. So Alp Aksoy is the leading rookie. I don't think anyone is close enough to get any points on him because he has the maximum 125 points to his name. Indeed, it's Jabal Al-Sabah who has just 67 points to his name, but unfortunately, Jabal Al-Sabah, the Kuwaiti driver, not with us this weekend. He only did the first 2 rounds, so unfortunately, the Kuwaiti not on the grid here. But we're looking now at our championship leader here by 2 points over Alp Aksoy as well, who starts just 1 position in front of him on that first row and on his left-hand side going down towards turn 9 here at the Yas Marina circuit. It's a full field of 27 cars with Rowan Campbell-Pilling starting on the front row of the grid for XL Motorsport, a locally based team here run by Kevin Day, who we had a chat with in the opening rounds of the trophy rounds here down at the Dubai Autodrome, and very delighted to be here as well with Kevin Day and see his team performing so well. Of course, they branched off now to racing overseas, all the way off into the United Kingdom, where they contested in British F4. Looking here at Skotkin Lindblom, the man who starts in 4th position, lines up on the 2nd row of the grid for High-Tech TGR, and 1 row behind him, Nida Gadman in her High-Tech TGR car, the number 6 in 5th position, the young Dutch star who did 1 race in Formula Academy, yes it is, all those months ago at Zandvoort at our home track. She was the wild card entry there and really showed just how good she is behind the wheel of a single-seater race car, taking away a victory as well. Then alongside her, Adam Azhari for Yas Heat Racing, a local star, raced in British F4 as well last season. Will be going back to the UK next year for the 2026 season as well, and will line up alongside Nina there in the number 6. Then Noah Killian, the AGI Sports number 13, did not have the best start to this Formula Trophy when we started 2 weeks ago at the Dubai Autodrome. Just did not go his way, but he always did a magnificent job carving his way through the field and scoring maximum points there. Well, unfortunately, not enough to put him inside that title shot when it comes to the end of race 2, but Noah came into this race here with 10 points to his name. It just, unfortunately, just didn't work out for him when it came the first couple of rounds here. Then, alongside him, but before we get to that, let's have a look at Adam Al-Azhari's car here. The local-based team, Yas Heat Racing, this is their home circuit, and it's also the home circuit of Adam as well, who lives just an hour down the road here from the picturesque circuit. Yas Heat Racing course based here at the Yas Marina circuit and have 4 cars in the field as well. So he'll line up on the 3rd row of the grid and is the highest placed Yas Heat Racing car as well. We were looking at row number 4 before, weren't we? Because Casper Schorsman from the Netherlands joins us as well this weekend in the Evans GP. 2 Dutch drivers who joined us here this weekend, and he is the 2nd highest rookie. The highest rookie in qualifying was Alp Aksoy, who qualified in 2nd position, and of course just 2 points separate Nicolo and Alp here in that 19 and that number 10, and they of course share the front row of the grid. Looking at Noah Killian's car here, the 13, and how difficult it could have been for Noah, for AGI Sport here come the beginning of the season if it just worked out a little bit better in these opening rounds there. But I have to say, a big hat tip to every single driver that's participated here in Formula Trophy. The racing has been absolutely phenomenal, and it's been good, clean racing as well for these young stars of the future that all have their eyes on the prize of racing in Formula 1 down the line as well. And we have seen drivers who have raced the likes of Formula Trophy and various Formula 4 series that race here in the United Arab Emirates go on to headline essentially Formula One. Oscar Piastri raced in Formula 4 Middle East here a number of years ago, and he was in contention for a championship title come the end of the season. As we're looking here at Casper, one of two Dutch drivers who joins us here this weekend. One of two new Dutch drivers, that is, that join us here this weekend. Not the only two drivers there from the Netherlands on the grid. Then behind them, Nicholas Stati here for AGI Sport. Certainly not a rookie, and plenty of experience under the helmet there of Nicholas Stati. Joined us only last weekend and has already scored points, scored 7th in the first race of the weekend 1 week ago, puts him 15th overall, quite a fair bit away from the title contenders, but still a great running from Nicholas in his first outing here in Formula Trophy. Then we have next to him Hunter Salvatore for Evans GP in the number 60, rounding out the top 10 on row number 5. And then Tommy Harfield for XGP joined us here this weekend with Theo Palmer, who was handed the victory in race number 1 due to Alp Aksoy's jump start at the first race at the Dubai Autodrome. So the championship lead essentially went the way of Theo Palmer, but last weekend here at the Marina circuit, it was not to be for him at all, and it cost him valuable points and did not score any during that first race here in support of Formula 1. But the good news is for Theo Palmer is that he is still in contention for the title here. He's 1 point behind David Cosma-Christopher with 52 to 53 points, just 1 point separating him, and he's in that threshold of 25 points behind the number 19. So he will line up on that 6th row of the grid. A lot of work cut out for him there, but it's going to be a lot more difficult for David Cosma-Christopher. He starts a little bit further back down, all the way in 15th. One of our newcomers here, Tommy Harfield, joins us here this weekend for the final 2 races of what is round 3 here at the Marina circuit for Formula Trophy. And then it'll be a break, and then a lot of them will actually return here to the United Arab Emirates to do a little bit more racing when Formula 4 Middle East rolls through at both the Marina circuit and the Dubai Autodrome in January. So we made our way to the 6th row of the grid as Bernardo Bernaldi will line up there. But let's actually have a look now as we have the graphics on our screen. So Rowan Campbell-Pilling in the 42 will start on the front row of the grid with Turkia's Alp Aksoy alongside for company. Rowan's actually on the left-hand side of your picture. On the right-hand side, it is Alp Aksoy. Then Nicolo in the number 19 with Scott alongside him for company in the 19 and number 5. Nicolo, of course, the championship leader going into this race here. But how long can he hold on to that championship lead with 2 of his rivals in front of him here, especially the man that sits in 2nd position overall. Nida Gaidman and Adam Al-Asri joins alongside on row number 3 in the 5 and the number 12. Then we have Noah Killion in the 13 and Casper Schwarzman, who joins us here this weekend in the 13 and 40. Nicholas Stati in the 15 and countryman alongside him, Hunter Salvatore in the 60. We'll line up on the 5th row of the grid. Tommy Harfield in the 21 with Theo Palmer alongside for company in that number 7 and 12 position. Bernardo Bernaldi and Peyton Westcott, a winner from our first round at the Dubai Autodrome, joins the championship once again here this weekend. And David Cosma-Christopher, the Romanian, alongside Yuta Suzuki in the 3 and 58 on row number 8, starting 15th and 16th respectively. Leon Headforce, the Swedish driver, lines up alongside Carl Hewitson, who raced in Formula 4 Middle East last year, with Felipe in the 77 alongside Chen Segong on the 10th row of the grid in the 77 and 63. Arthur de Donker, the Belgian driver here in the 99 in 21st position. We're looking to carve his way through the field after great efforts in the previous round here at the Marina circuit. Kaylee Countryman joins us here in round 3 with Putera Hani Halim from Malaysia alongside for company in the 88. And then Charbel, the only Lebanese driver in the field in the 55, lines up in 25th with Jordan Moodley from South Africa alongside for company in the 64. And then the tail end of the field is the final Yassi racing car, Zachariah Dollar, at the 27th position in that number 17. And those are your 27 starters here at the Marina circuit for what is round 3, race 1 of the 2025 Formula Trophy. Here at the end of our 2nd race, we will be crowning a champion at the end here. But who will it be? We have 5 drivers who are mathematically in contention. Nicolo in that number 19, Alp in the number 10. David Cosma-Christopher's got a lot of work cut out for him here and starts all the way down in 3rd position, in 3rd overall, but starts all the way down in 15th position for XL Motorsport. A lot of work cut out for him there. Theo Palmer for High Tech TGR starts in outside the top 10 as well. He starts 12th, so a lot of work cut out for Theo Palmer as well, but still mathematically in contention. Alexander Bondarev, who was with us last weekend, is mathematically eligible for that championship, and if he were here with us this weekend, it would make things very, very interesting, because we'd have 6 drivers in contention, and the final driver is Rowan Campbell-Pilling, who starts in a very crucial position. He starts on the front row of the grid with a championship rival alongside for company, and Albaksoy is not going to make this easy at all. The man from Turkey has had fabulous racecraft from the very get-go and has been the rookie to beat, but also has stood out in this field, a very talented field as well, from all over the globe. So they will reconvene and they will pick up their positions back on the starting grid. Rowan Campbell-Pilling and Albaksoy are your 2 that will share the front row of the grid here. And of course, well, we'll see what happens when it comes turn 9. Both of them have eyes on the prize. Both of them want to walk away with the championship. And for Albaksoy, he may be walking away with 2 massive trophies come the end of race number 2 later on this evening. There are 25 points for a victory. Points go all the way down to 10th overall, where 1 point will get you well, 10th position will actually get you that 1 point. But of course, the championship contenders, they would like to have those maximum 25 points and those behind them to score as little as possible. The only driver that, say, has a little bit of breathing room, and by breathing room I mean 4 points, is Nicolo, who of course starts in 3rd position in the Pinnacle Motorsport number 19. He's going to be keeping a close eye on those 2 in front of him and is going to pick his opportunity to sneak on through and take the victory away from both of them. But let's see how this 25-minute plus 1 lap pans out here as the course car pulls into position. The last car there, Zachariah, in the 17, just pulls into his grid position. The green flag waves, signifies that all drivers are in place, and now the countdown begins. 5 red lights will come on. When they go out, we'll be racing here, and that's a very, very quick hold. Off we go here for the first race of round 3, and Rowan Campbell-Pilling trying to squeeze Albaksoy there into the barrier as close as he dares, and Albak's going to take the inside line, says thank you very much. This is my victory, and I'm going to walk away with those maximum points to make your life just that bit more difficult by the end of this race here. Good start there from the high-tech TGR car there as well of Nina Gademan in that number 6, all the way up in a 3rd position as well. That's shuffling Nicolo back, and those are important points that he's losing out on as he gets a bit messy through the hotel complex there. Underneath the W Hotel we go for the first time. We're going to try and go 3 wide through that corner. It's not going to work out very well, is it now? But it looks like everyone gets through cleanly so far, but we've got Formula Trophy cars all over the place trying to figure out where they can slot in position, where is the best place to be, as you see to the AGI Sport cars going around each other, and one of the XLGP cars as well, trying to go the long way around the outside to score valuable points here come the end of the trophy round here at the Marina circuit. So it looks like it's clean so far, but battles are still taking place because no one has figured out where they want to be on the first lap just yet. We've got great battles brewing all over the place, side by side through turn 1. Good thing we kept that nice and clean as we're working our way through up into turn 2 and 3 for the first time here in race 1 of round 3. And they're still figuring out where they want to be in this first lap, because we've got cars all over the place trying to go 4 wide through turn 5. That's not going to make it through, but these young stars managed to keep up one another. One car, one's right now. Who is that that's run all the way wide there? Now, was that one of the AGI Sport cars running off into the exit there of turn 5? Down the front straightaway we go, side by side there, the number 19 and number 6 going all the way down towards turn 6. Nicolo has the inside line, says thank you very much, I'll take that position back. Better yet, that is not the 19, that's Scott Lindblom in the 3rd. The Swedish driver now up in the 3rd position, takes away 3rd from Nina Gademan in her high-tech TGR car, moving himself up a position, puts him in the 3rd overall. But what about the 19? Dropping down the order is Nicolo, and he's outside the top 10. There's no points being scored so far for the Pinnacle Motorsport man. And what has happened? Noah Killian has come in the pit lane. Kasper Salzman has come in the pit lane as well. But Nicolo Masiganani has not come through. Neither has Nicholas Statti in the AGI Sportbar car, but comes across the line now. But for Pinnacle Motorsports number 19, that is not the way Nicolo would have wanted to start this race at all. This is good news for Albaksoy, good news for Rowan Campbell-Pilling, and the rest of them that are competing for that top step of the podium come the end of the race here. But let's have a look at the order now, as Cole Hewitson had a fantastic opening lap, moving his XL Motorsport car all the way up to 7th overall. Davide Cosma Christopher up as well in the XL Motorsport number 3. Theo Palmer did not have the start that he would have liked to have, and the opening lap there, sitting in 11th position overall in that 7th. Unfortunately, out of point scoring position here. Did speak to him earlier today as well. He said, well, I've got to be realistic about my chances here. Maybe 3rd come to the end of it, but I said no, you've got to go for the title when it comes to the end here. And it's really good to see that they have the motivation to be the one here at the end with maximum points. As you see Arthur Dodonka all over the back there of Lynn Headforce. That's a battle for 13th overall, the 99 and the number 4 just tucked up behind. Now, on one screen showing Cole Hewitson down in 11th position, but on another screen it says he's up into 7th. So we're going to have to see where exactly Cole Hewitson actually is. Side by side is that Arthur Dodonka on the inside. It looks to be the 99. Great move from the young Belgian driver there to move his way up the order. That should put him now closer to a point scoring position as well as they make their way. Now we're looking at the race lead here. It is still now Rowan Campbell-Pilling has actually taken the race lead away from Alp Aksoy. But look who's lurking behind. It is the Swedish man, Skotkin Lindblom. Wants to be on the top step of the podium. He's not seen it just yet so far in Formula Trophy for 2025. But here we go. We're going to have another run too wide. And Skotkin Lindblom is going to say, when are you two going to let me through? Because I want to take the victory away from both of you. And we're still going side by side through turn 9. And Alp Aksoy is not giving up this position at all. He doesn't want Rowan Campbell-Pilling to take those valuable points away from him, because where Nicolo is at the moment, it is going the way of Alp Aksoy. Rowan Campbell-Pilling has to do as much as he can to try and squeeze more cars between himself and the man from Turkey, but that is not working in his favour at all. He's going to need Skotkin Lindblom to attack that number 10 that's behind him at the moment, but Rowan Campbell-Pilling in a comfortable position where he'd like to be here. Now Cole Hewitson is coming to the pit lane. The South African driver there in the 33 now is not all right with that car, as it does refire momentarily, and Adam Al-Azhari moves up now into 4th position in that number 12. The highest placed Yasheed Racing car up now behind Skotkin Lindblom, and soon enough we're going to not have a battle for the top step of the podium between 3 cars. We're going to have a battle for the top step of the podium with 4 cars, and Nina Gadman has stayed with him as well. So Nina wants a part of this action. She wants to walk away with the biggest trophy of all, to become just the 2nd female to win a race outright here in Formula Trophy. The first one to do was Peyton Westcott back in round 1, race 2. Peyton took the victory, and that is the 13, Noah Killian. The AGI Sport car, and that is very, very unfortunate for the Australian, just not going his way at all here. So Adam Al-Azhari under pressure here from Nina Gateman as they work their way through turn 6 and 7. He's closed the door on her, but this is allowing the top 3 to sort of break away, and it releases the pressure there from Skotkin Lindblom as he starts to break away as well and sort of latch onto these 2 out in front. But for Rowan Campbell-Pilling, he's done a fantastic job to retake the lead here. 5/10 of a second is the gap now between Rowan Campbell-Pilling and Alp Aksoy. Skotkin Lindblom sits in 3rd, with Adam Al-Azhari sitting in 4th position in the number 12. Nina Gateman loses out down to 5th place. Now Cole Hewitson is dropping down the order, because of course we saw him in pit lane in that 24 position in that 33. We have 3 cars shown as not come across the line on the first lap. Casper Horsman from the Netherlands in the Evans GP number 40, and Nicolo, our championship leader, did not come through the first lap. That's very, very unfortunate for the Italian, and he'll be absolutely devastated as his championship rivals are scoring maximum points here. Now, I was under the impression that it's only 25 points left in the championship. It's not, it's actually 50 points. So we actually do have a number of drivers who are technically speaking in contention. Mathematically, there are a lot more than just 6. There are a lot more, but it's going to be a tough ask for a lot of them, especially with the running at the moment, with Rowan Campbell-Pilling being out in front at the moment, outscoring his championship rival by about 7 points. Back is Alp Aksoy, but the Turkey driver has a little bit more of a gap. He's got 62 points. So let's have a look at what happened here at the beginning and how Rowan Campbell-Pilling lost the lead of the race through turn 1. So you can see him there trying to just muscle out as wide as possible to ensure that he would have the inside line, but Al Aksoy was in that prime position. Now I wonder where we can see where unfortunately Nicolo just lost all those positions. As we said, he was right up in there with the top 5 jostling for position, but unfortunately just did not go his way when it came the end of the lap here. But Rowan Campbell-Pilling retook the lead a few laps to go and is now back out in front here of Al Aksoy, Scott Lindblom, Adam Al-Azhari, Nina Gaidman, Yuta Suzuki, Davide Cosma-Christopher, who's had a great opening half of this race here, up now into 7th position. Hunter Salvatore is 8th. Theo Palmer loses the position out to the number 60, going down to 9th position. And Peyton Westcott has the final point scoring position here when it comes to the end of the race. So with 50 points on offer, the most amount of points scored so far is 66. So that means anyone with 16 points or more would be in contention for the title come the end of race number 2. So that means we look all the way through the order down to Scott Lindblom, who scored 16 points in total this season. Mathematically, he can win this championship, but it's going to be a very, very tough ask for him there. So that also means that Peyton Westcott, Hunter Salvador, and Adam Al-Azhari are also in contention for the title come the end of race number 2 later today, with a total of 50 points on offer. But will it go that way? We'll have to see what happens here in the first race, as Rowan Campbell-Pilling is controlling the field. And it looks like Hunter Salvatore under pressure here from Theo Palmer. He already got that position on the previous lap, but Theo wants to fight back, and he wants that position back as well to ensure more points are scored for him to keep him in contention for the title, because Theo Palmer, at the moment, he has 52 points, but he's being outscored by Rowan Campbell-Pilling, Al Aksoy, Scott Lindblom, and Adam Al-Azhari as well, and Davide Cosma-Christopher, because Davide is 2 points ahead of, 2 positions ahead of him at the moment here. So left hand of your screen, you see the rookies here, because the rookies are classified if they have 3 races or less under the belt here in single-seater racing. They are classified as rookies, and Al Aksoy has been the leader since the very get-go, not just in this race, as Theo Palmer dives to the inside and says to Hunter Salvatore, thank you very much, I'll retake that position back. But Hunter Salvatore is going to do exactly what he did in race 1 earlier this season at the Podium, and he's going to try and take that position back again, because guess what? They are going to go side by side across the line. They get as close as they can to each other without touching, and Hunter Salvatore trying to go around the long way here through turn 9. But that's not going to work out for him, because Theo Palmer has the inside line and the better exit through the corner as well. But Hunter Salvatore is going to stay with him and attack, because he's going to look on the inside. And behind them, our race 2 winner from the Podium, Peyton Westcott from sunny California. She wants to score more points here as well, because mathematically she is in contention for the title as well. So will she capitalise when something happens here between these two? She's going to stay as close as she can to the back bumper there in that 98 for Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. Now, this could be the first time Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited do not score an outright victory, because out in the front at the sharp end of the field is XL Motorsports' Rowan Campbell-Pilling by 0.6 of a second, but Al Aksoy is keeping him honest here. He would like to snatch the victory away from him come the end of the race. We're back now with the race leaders. There you can see on the left-hand side the gap between the race leader here. So Campbell-Pilling 0.6 of a second up the road from Aksoy. Now we have a look through the list to see where are our championship contenders here. We have to look all the way down to actually 27th technically speaking, but for those who are still running here at the moment, Peyton Westcott sits 9.9 seconds adrift. As you can see, the teams watching all the action here in the support paddock as we're live once again here at the Marina circuit for Formula Trophy. Race 1 of round 3, and it looks like we've got XL Motorsport on the inside of XLGP. And is that a move done and dusted? Yes, it is. That should be, and let's have a look there. That is Arthur Dodonker in the 99 for XLGP, but where is that XGP car? Was that Tommy Harfield going through on the inside? We'll have to wait and see when they come across line for confirmation, but they're going to continue this battle as they work their way down towards turn number 9 here. That, of course, is their first corner when they come across the stripe as well. Is that the 99 car? No, it's the 50. Apologies, it's the 50 car. So we have to look a bit further through the field to find that battle there. So the 50 car currently sits in well, it looks like just outside the top 10 at the moment. But big movement here from Davide Cosmo-Christopher. Knows what's on the line here as he's moving his way up the order here as well. Sorry, that's Yuta Suzuki, and that was Davide Cosmo-Christopher actually getting on the inside there. So XL Motorsport moving up with XL GP moving down the order there. Yuta Suzuki losing a position there in 7th place. But this is good news for Davide Christopher because it keeps him in contention as Hunter Salvatore back past Theo Palmer once again. Tommy Harfield moves up, moving past Charbel to the 21 ahead of the 55. Nicolas Stati as well, who did not have the best opening lap here, drops all the way down to 20th, but is now carving his way back up through the field, up inside the top 20, but 10 points away from scoring points here at the Marina circuit in race 1 of round 3 here of the Formula Trophy. And it all comes to an end here after a very hectic couple of weeks here. Now, if we look through the order, Kasper Schwarzman has got going again and is circulating because he's just done the quickest lap of all so far, a 1:57.299 across the line. It's a shame he's all the way down to 24th, but he will keep carving his way through the field. And the Evans GP team there have done a fantastic job to put that car back together and figure out whatever the issue is to give Kasper the car that he needs to be as quick as possible, albeit just at the tail end of the field here. So just over 11 minutes remaining on the clock as Theo Palmer gets closer to the back bumper of Hunter Salvatore than Salvatore would have liked through turn 6, but Theo does a great job of not collecting the car in front of him. Now, this is Scotkin Lindblom, who is now coming once again under pressure from Adam Al-Azhari here in the Yassi Racing number 12 as they make their way through the exit of turn 9, and just up ahead of them on the road is now Aksoy by 1.3 seconds, who's losing a bit of time here to Rowan Campbell-Pilling, but for Alp, does need to attack here too much. He's got that point advantage now over the leader here of Nicola, who's down, unfortunately, in 27th position. So no points being scored by the leader coming into this race. So Al Aksoy will be walking away with a good chunk of points here, and he will take the lead in the driver classification as well, moving Mumbai Falcon Racing up. As let's check out the replay here. Now that is a lock up there from one of the Yassi Racing cars. That's the 55 of Charbel, and unfortunately that's the 15, the AGI sports car, going out wide. That's Nicolas Stati there, and that was just too late on the brakes. Then the lock up there on the left front for the Lebanese driver there, down in 20th position, unfortunately. But looking for more racing next season. He's eyeing up possible championship runs in Italian F4. And it'll be great to see what the Lebanese driver can do and where he will be next season as well. So up front, Rowan Campbell-Pilling picking up the pace here at 1:57.216 last time out, with a 1:57.613. 9/10 of a second is the gap. But Al Aksoy there, 4/10 of a second slower on the previous lap compared to Rowan Campbell-Pilling. Now there, just at the bottom of your screen, there is the battle for the 3rd step of the podium. Lindblom, Al-Azhari and Gaidman there, all battling there for position. The 12, the 5 and the 6, and the lead of the gap there is the number 5 of Scotkin Lindblom, the Swedish driver, looking for a trip here to the podium to be 3rd overall. And Davide Cosmo-Christopher, we can't count him out as well. There he is. Sorry, that is not, that's Rowan Campbell-Pilling, excuse me, our leader of XL Motorsport, out in front here by 1.1 seconds. But Davide Cosmo-Christopher, a great drive from him so far as well. Out of a point scoring position provisionally when it came for qualifying, but of course in the race things can happen, and he's done a magnificent job here to carve his way up the order as well, all the way up into 6th position. So let's have another look at some more action here. Now that is the 21 of XL Motorsports. Now the 21 a little bit further back is Tommy Harfield, who joins us here this weekend on the inside there of Kaylee Countryman of Pinnacle Motorsport, and a nice clean move there from the British driver who joins us here this weekend. So back to our race leaders. Rowan Campbell-Pilling, 1.1 seconds is the gap that he has, and that battle for 3rd is still brewing here. Lindblom, Al-Azhari and Gaidman all battling for that 3rd step of the podium. Who will it be when it comes the end of the race here? 8 minutes plus 1 additional lap when it comes to the end of the race here. It will be a very interesting predicament to see which of those 3 will be on that 3rd step. Al-Azhari has already stood on the podium here at the Marina circuit during our support races for the F1 last weekend. And of course, Father Karim Al-Azhari very, very happy and delighted to see his son up there on the podium as well during an F1 race weekend, but he's currently being hounded by 0.5 of a second from the high-tech TGR car, the number 6 at the moment, and this is allowing Lindblom to kind of escape a little bit more up the road, more than Al-Azhari would like him to be, as they're really keeping the pressure on Adam Al-Azhari through turn 6, and that comes to the final part of their lap there. That's the third and final sector for them, but when we run the Golf 12 Hour tomorrow, that will actually be sector 2 that they run through there, as Hunter Salvatore now comes across the line, still ahead of Theo Palmer, 0.9 of a second. A good job as well from Theo Palmer to come from outside the top 10 now up into 9th position is that high-tech TGR car, running 7th overall ahead of Peter Westcott. Nicholas Stati moves up again past Kaylee Countryman. That was a battle not too long ago, and it looks like Al-Azhari has closed up again on Lindblom through the first corner and the first sectors as well, but he has to be careful because Nina Gademan is coming through as well, and she wants to be on the third step of the podium in her first race weekend here in Formula Trophy, and its battle for third rages on here once again between the 5, 12 and 6. Skotkin, Lindblom, Al-Azhari and Gademan for high-tech TGR, Yassi Racing and high-tech TGR. So Yassi there, the meat in the high-tech TGR sandwich at the moment, and they've got to be careful because they're currently being chased down by David Cosma Christopher, who sits now in 6th position, 6th position, 0.2 of a second off that battle, but closing up, and he's going to bring Yuta Suzuki with him as well if they're not careful up in front. So they've got to sort this out in a rather swift manner to see who will be third of all, but Skotkin Lindblom doing a fantastic job to keep Al-Azhari behind him at the moment in that number 4, and Nina behind him as well. So it looks like Scott's got at least a rear gunner behind Al-Azhari as well to help him out a little bit as well, and the team will no doubt be informing them that, look, you've got a high-tech TGR car behind you, you've got a teammate in the mix as well. So a car under investigation for cutting turn 7 and gaining an advantage. That's car number 15. Now, is anyone inside our top 10? No, it's Nicholas Stati, so that might be the reason as to why they're back past Kaylee Countryman, as the battle for third works its way through the final corner that will be turn 6 and 7, and turn 8 is their final corner, because the start-finish line for Formula Trophy is just outside of the support paddock area, and Skotkin Lindblom still in control of this battle for third place here, as Al-Azhari runs a little bit wide through turn 9, but closed the door early enough on Nina Gademan to make sure that she doesn't sneak through as well. Now, David Cosma Christopher lurking in the background as well. He has come now 1.1 seconds, so he's found 0.9 of a second on these 3 in front of him at the moment, and he would like to be in that battle for third place overall. So Tommy Harfield, Nicholas Stati move past, and this is a move on the inside. That is Yuta Suzuki by the looks of it on the inside. No, it's not. That's Arthur Dodonka actually is that Nicholas Stati again that has run wide through turn 6. It looks to be the case there for the 15 of AGI Sport. He has to be a bit careful there, but a good job there from Arthur Dodonka to make sure that he stays away from it and keep it nice and clean on the inside as well there for the 99, the young Belgian driver in 17th at the moment, but looking to claw his way up through the field here at the Marina circuit. So up front, the gap is 1 second. These 3 are still separated by 0.6 of a second, or just under 0.7 of a second. But of course, that gap is coming down because the man there in the XL Motorsport car, David Cosma Christopher, is closing up as well. We might have a 4, or even better, a 5-way fight here for that third step of the podium, with 3.5 minutes or a bit more, plus 1 additional lap, as Al-Azhari looks for the inside at turn 6, trying to fake a move there and move Skotkin Lindblom offline as well. But he has to be careful because Nina's tucked in behind him as well, and David Cosma Christopher closing that gap up as well. Let's see how close he is this time round, and is Yuta Suzuki coming in to that fold as well. 0.8 of a second and a 1:57.656. David Cosma Christopher was almost, well, 0.2 of a second faster than Nina, or actually no, Yuta Suzuki had that lap there, a 1:57.656. He was 0.2 of a second faster than David Cosma, but those 2 were almost 2 to 0.3 of a second faster compared to these three in front of them. The battle for third, that still rages on. Now, for Al-Aqsa, he doesn't have to worry too much about it because that gap has grown up to 5 seconds between him and his closest rival of Skotkin Lindblom, who is controlling Al-Azhari, Gaidman, Cosma, Christopher, Suzuki, and Salvatore is a little bit further back than he'd like to be from this battle, but what was once a 3-way battle for the third step of the podium has now turned into a 5-way battle between 5 different drivers from 4 different teams, because in the mix here we've got High-Tech TGR, we've got Yassi Racing, XL Motorsport and XL GP as well, all vying for that third step of the podium. As once again Al-Azhari there trying to fake a move from Lindblom, getting him to move out of line there to try and sneak him on the inside, but has to be careful because he's not only got one car behind him now, he has a handful of cars now lining up, all wanting that third step of the podium. So less than 2 minutes to go on the clock here for Rowan Campbell-Pilling, Al-Aqsa and Skotkin Lindblom. In the rookies, Al-Aqsa leads from Bernardo Bernaldi, his teammate, all the way down in 11th position, and Leon Headforce down in 12th place. So once again, through turn 6 and 7, Skotkin Lindblom is the leader of the pack once again, and Al-Azhari is getting frustrated. He'd like to find a way through, but a very cool head on the shoulders of the young Adam Al-Azhari there. Raced in British F4 last season, will be going back to the UK to contest another championship run there come next season as well. Great things that he's doing there, of course, following the footsteps of his brothers and of course his father as well. Karim Al-Azhari, a formed racer here in the United Arab Emirates, did Carrera Cup Middle East many years ago, but still is as quick as ever, and of course passing down the knowledge to his sons who race around the world here as well, as Al-Azhari there still trying to find a way past Lindblom. Now, what is the gap now between these 5 drivers, the 5, 12, 6, 3 and 58, because Yuta Suzuki is at the tail end there for XLGP, 1/8 of a second back is he from David Crossman Christopher. But let's look at the gap between them there. It looks about 2 seconds separate these 5. They're going to take this third place battle all the way to the end here of race 1 of Formula Trophy right here at the Marina circuit. Just 2 races to go before we crown a champion overall, and of course in the rookies. Rowan Campbell-Pilling for XL Motorsport, a fantastic run from him so far. Lost the lead early on through the first corner, but took it back. So let's see how this one pans out. So on the inside there, now on the outside better yet. Now that was too close for comfort. There's a big lockup very late on the brakes there for the 63 going through turn 9. That's Chen Segong, and that's with Terahani Halim on the inside there for Pinnacle Motorsport. That was the battle there for 13th position. Now Rowan Campbell-Pilling has not come across the line. Yes, he has. He has started the last lap of the race here. And for Al-Aqsa, he wants to close up a little bit more if he wants to take those 25 points away, but can breathe a little easier because the championship leader coming into this final race, not scoring any points. He's outscoring Dan Cosma Christopher as well. It's only Rowan Campbell-Pilling that is outscoring Al-Aqsa at the moment, but there is a lot of points between the two. There are actually 18 points between them, so that's an entire second place finish between Rowan Campbell-Pilling and Al-Aqsa, between the two of them there in the championship hunt here. So Al-Aqsa will go to the top of the driver classification come the end of the race here, scoring 18 points. Car 21 under investigation for a starting procedure infringement. Now car 21 is Tommy Harfield, who is currently in 15th, but the leader is on the last lap, and the battle for third is also on the very last lap of the race here as well, and they'll all be informed that this here is the very last lap. If you need to make the move, you need to do it now, and you're running out of opportunities as well, because up through turn 2 they go. They've only got turn 5, 6, 7 to really calculate a move here and make a move somewhere on the inside if they can, and they can't do it through turn 5. Al-Azhari is going to have to close in with the toe on the back bumper of Kim Lindblom and try and sneak up through on the inside. Breaking away there from Nina Gaidman is the Yassi Racing number 12 at the moment. But now the long black back straight we go, and it looks like Scotkin Lindblom is trying to break the toe away from Al-Azhari here to ensure he doesn't sneak up through. But Rowan Campbell, Pilling, and Al-Aksoy making their way through turn 6. But we've got to move further through this order here. Yuta Suzuki on the left-hand side of your picture. David Cosworth, Christopher on the inside. And Yuta Suzuki there has to be very late on the brakes and has to run wide. But for Rowan Campbell, Pilling, he takes his first win here in Formula Trophy, and what a way to start the day there for him. Al-Aksoy across the line in second, Scotkin Lindblom across the line in third, Al-Azhari fourth with Nida Gademan in fifth place. David Crossma, Christopher stayed ahead of Yuta Suzuki for Excel Motorsport, 6th overall with Hunter Salvatore in 8th, Theo Palmer 9th, and at the line there, Peyton Westcott takes 10th overall, adding points to her championship hunt here. But that means 25 points are now off the table, only 25 points left to score in our final race of the day, which will take place later on here. Local time will be at 5:15, so 5:15 GST here at the Yas Marina circuit. But a great job there from Rowan Campbell, Pilling, and for XL Motorsport to break the winning streak of the Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited team there. The first victory for a different team since we started this championship 2 weeks ago at the Dubai Autodrome, and XL Motorsport out on top. Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited, Al-Aksoy takes second overall, and joining them on the podium with the high-tech TGR car of Scotkin Lindblom. At the line, it was less than 0.2 of a second between Kin Lindblom and Al-Azhari. And, well, Al-Azhari will have to try again in the second race of the day. So 3 different car teams on the podium. XL Motorsport on the top step of the podium. Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited still on the podium in second. And third will be High-Tech TGR. The top 3 separated by 7 seconds at the end of the line. Make it 8.1 seconds, the actual gap between our top 3 there at the end of the race. We look forward to the second race of the day. As we said, it will be at 5:15 local time here at the Yas Marina circuit. It will be another 25-minute plus 1 additional lap. And we'll get the updated championship standings for you as well when it comes to see who the last drivers that are in contention to be on the top step of the driver classification. So here are your top 15. Rowan Campbell, Pilling, wins by 1 second over Al-Aksoy from Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. Scotkin Lindblom rounds out the top 3 for High-Tech TGR, and then the rookies is Al-Aksoy who takes the victory, so he will remain on the podium as well for both presentations as they come into Park Ferme here at the Yas Marina circuit. There is the man from Turkey pulling up into the second position, but there is the man who took victory here, Rowan Campbell, Pilling. What a way to start the weekend here for the British driver. He gets out and he'll be absolutely delighted with a race victory here this weekend, and it'll give him a boost of confidence going now into the final race of the day. And there you can see the emotion. A very, very happy man there with 25 points, and a great job to retake the lead as well from Al-Aksoy in the early stages of this race and sort of control the field and keep out behind him for as long as possible. So the team over there congratulating him. And there is Scotkin Lindblom in the background as well, you just saw briefly. There is Rowan will post the pictures, and no doubt that will be on social media later on today for both XL Motorsport and Formula Trophy. And look at the smile, you can see it beaming out from the helmet itself. A very, very happy young man indeed is Rowan Campbell, Pilling. But a great job there from Al-Aksoy to score 18 points, 25 points actually for the victory in the rookies, but 18 as well for overall. That should move him to the top of the table come the end of this race here for the driver classification. And well, that will be something that the others who are still in contention will have a lot of work cut out from them as well, because Al-Aksoy has had a phenomenal season here in Formula Trophy right from the get-go, taking pole position in race 1. Even that jump start did not ruin his championship hope here at all, which is something that he of course will be very delighted come the end of this championship there. So our top 3 have pulled in to Parc Ferme, and of course that is where they will sit here for the duration here for the final checks as well. And then we will have the podium presentation. It'll be over there at the support paddock area as well, as Rowan Campbell-Pilling there just having a quick chat with the XL Motorsport team there, just talking them through if there is anything they could sort of fix on the car that would just make things a bit more comfortable for him come the second race later today. But that was a fantastic drive there. And there is Scott Lindblom, third place overall. A great job there from the high-tech TGR driver, finishing third and starting the day off strong here as well with a podium. You can see Albert Aksoy there on the left-hand side of your pictures being directed up to the podium presentation area, where he will collect his second placed trophy overall, and of course his winner trophy for the rookie category as well. Now I wonder why Rowan Campbell-Pilling hasn't made his way. Well, he's just being ushered over there by the Formula Trophy personnel to inform him this way you will be on the top step of the podium. No stranger is Rowan Campbell-Pilling to the podium as well. So once again, Rowan Campbell-Pilling wins here for XL Motorsport ahead of Albert Aksoy for Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. Scott Lindblom, who did a fantastic job keeping Al-Azhari behind him, along with Nida Gateman, Davide Krosma, Christopher and Yuta Suzuki, with Davide almost losing that position out, but very late on the brakes was Yuta Suzuki, so unfortunately had to take the runoff area through turn 6. Hunter Salvatore, though, 8th with Theo Palmer in 9th position, and rounding out the point scoring positions, Peyton Westcott, a winner in race 2, in round 1 for Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. Behind her, Bernardo Bernoldi with Leon Headforce, Putahani Halim in 13th, and Nicholas Tati 14th, Chen Segong in 15th. And let's check out some highlights here for race 1, round 3 of Formula Trophy. Finishes second overall and will take to the top step of the driver classification come the end of the race here. And well, he's basically waiting for the trophy presentation to get underway, and he'll be walking away with that trophy on the right hand side. He'd like to have that one next to it, but he will actually take the rookie honours when it comes the podium presentation here. So 2 trophies in hand for him here at the Yas Marina circuit. So there is now our cameraman moving over to position. Very tight area it is there in the support paddock. There's Scott Lindblom on the left-hand side there, waiting for his name to be called, and off he goes to third place there for Lindblom. And a great drive from him there as well to control that battle for third position. Not an easy task when you have drivers like Al-Azhari behind you, but a very clean race from him. And there is Albert Aksoy, who moves up into the second podium position there. And, well, this man here, Rowan Campbell-Pilling, will be absolutely thrilled to take the top step of the podium. Shakes the hand there of 2 of the other podium finishers.
Engagement progress manager to present the trophy to our winning driver.
And there is our representative from the Yas Marina circuit and Ithara to hand out the trophies there to our top 3. Hands it over to Scott Lindblom, to Albert Aksoy, and the final trophy as well will go the way of Rowan Campbell-Pilling for a well-deserved win there at the end. And for Albert Aksoy, there is the second trophy in hand. So they're now grouped together for a final picture together, and then they'll have a chance to enjoy themselves, but maybe not so much before the second race taking place later on today at 5:15 here at the Marina circuit. And yes, they've chosen not to go a bit crazy here. They did the exact same thing in race 1, because it was quite funny when I was speaking to a lot of the drivers to that race. A lot of them said they didn't have a spare race suit, so they're keeping it nice and clean. So thank you so much for joining us here for the first race of round 3 of Formula Trophy. We'll be back on air later on today, just before the start of the final race, which is scheduled to take place at 5:15 or 5:15, 25 minutes plus 1 lap, and it'll be the final showdown. Who'll be the winner when it comes to the end of the season? We'll find out then. Thank you so much for joining us. We shall see you then.